All right, hello everybody. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of our Minds in Motion room because I'm really excited about this one. And so the whole benefit of the Minds in Motion program is it's vestibular development, so it's your inner ear, and it's actually linked to focus, self-awareness, your spatial awareness, things like that. And there are studies that show that kids who have stronger vestibular development do better in school. They're able to focus, attend, they're not bumping into each other in lines, which is the cause of most first grade fights. And so I just wanted to quickly run through what some of these exercises are and how to do them. This is part one of our video series. We'll do a part two where we'll actually take a student through so you can see what that looks like. But just to give you an idea of some of the things to look for. So the first one is the beanbag boogie. And so there are varying levels of difficulty that you can go through. But these beanbags are here in these bins. And the first part is just, can the student throw it from one hand to the other? It's all about, you have a kind of a center line in your body and in your brain, and what you're trying to do is force things across the center line. So you're watching for their eyes going across the center line. Do they have the coordination to catch it? If they're really good at that, higher, throwing it higher is good. Can they bounce it off their knee and catch it? Okay? Can they bounce it off their foot and catch it? Oh, which I can't with my left hand. So you can take them through different progressions given how good they are at that. So that's the beanbag boogie. Balance beam is not rocket science, okay? It is just being able to have that spatial awareness. You're just watching to make sure that they're putting one foot in front of the other. And the key is, can they then do it backwards without looking? Ooh. Which is harder. So, forward, and then backwards without looking. Which is very hard if, one, you weigh 170 pounds and you tip the balance beam, and if you're talking, that makes it more challenging. If they're really good at that, they can even try and do the beanbag while they're walking. Next, we have the I-CAN convergence. What we're really looking for is creating a symmetry in both eyes so that they're able to focus at the same time. Okay? This is really going to be helpful for kids with reading and attending. So they're taking this string, they're putting the knot right up to their nose, and they will spend about 10 seconds. You can go up and down with the range of how long, but they focus first on the red bead and just look at that, and then they need to focus on the blue bead, and then they'll focus on the green bead, and then we'll work our way back. But a lot of students, their eyes don't work at the same rate, or they don't focus the same way. And so what we're really trying to do is help them hone their visual focus. The next is our, it's called Climb Every Mountain, and the big focus point on this is balance, the ability to have spatial awareness, because when a student doesn't have spatial awareness, subconsciously they have a lot of anxiety. I know you may see that in your classrooms, kids who just seem tense, right? A lot of it has to do with a lack of spatial awareness. So being able to have balance is one of the key indicators for whether or not they have spatial awareness. So can they just go 1 foot at a time over the bars? And they get progressively more difficult. If you have a kid who's really good at that, can you do it backwards? Going 1 foot at a time over the bars. Okay? This next one is a huge indicator for spatial awareness, okay? It is the steps, and the steps frontwards are easy, but backwards, you'll get kids who are like, I don't know what's going on. So being able to walk backwards without looking back like this will show you how spatially aware that they are, okay? Because that can be kind of a scary thing. It's also one you kind of have to watch the kids on. These next two, we've got our runways, okay? The first one is the crosswalk. Again, It's all about moving across that center line. When I was a kid, I spent all day outside climbing trees, moving in different directions, rolling, spinning on swings, and so it was constantly developing those. A lot of our kiddos don't spend a lot of time outside, so they need to practice and develop this. So the first one is you're just going across your body. So you're just touching right arm across your body to the left knee and then back. And just making sure that you're touching and getting across that line. The next one is just a progression up from that, and it's actually just skipping. But what we're looking for is can they have their body moving with two sides at the same time. So you're skipping with the right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. So can they use two different sides of their body at the same time? You have a lot of sensors in your hands. So the next one is literally just pushing. You're just pushing hard as you can because the sensors are in your hands. The nerve endings that you have coming out of your inner ears go all over your body. And your hands and your feet have a lot of those sensors. So just pushing actually will build up the synapses in the nerves. The Monster Mash. Just X's on the floor, and kids are just stomping on them as hard as they can. This is Godzilla in the movies, just stomping as hard as they can on the X's. Same thing, the same nerve endings in your feet and in your hands will be built up by this. This next one, the electric slide, not the cool electric slide that you do at weddings. This one is going to show you a lot about a student's spatial awareness. You want to be up against the board as close as you can get your nose as close to the wall as you can without touching it. All right, so you are up here and you're just sliding down the wall as close to the wall as you can with your nose. You will see kids who stand this far away thinking they are right up against the board. That will tell you a lot about their spatial awareness. Or they'll back up like this. But what we want is that nose as close to the wall as possible and just shuffling, sliding down. This next one, you actually have to do. And the directions are on here, but this will show you if their eyes work in tandem or if they have some deficiencies in their eyes. So you'll be holding the paintbrush and you'll be having them circle without moving their heads. Can they circle around? Can they go the other way? All right, can they go back and forth, up and down, and then actually to their nose and out. And you will see in some kids eyes that flutter or eyes that one eye will go and the other one takes longer to move across. If you're seeing things like that, chances are that student's also probably having trouble reading. And so you start to learn a lot about your students and what their struggles are when you understand their eyes, okay? Here, we've got two different things you can do on the mat. We've got the puppy dog crawl. Again, what we're focusing on is can you move two different sides of your body at the same time, okay? So right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, okay? Can you do two different sides of your body instead of this? You want to go opposite sides. And then, oh, I hate this one. Kids love it, the jelly roll. You're just rolling down, okay? You will see pretty quickly kids roll right off the mat because they don't have that spatial awareness. Then the last one is just it's a core stability test. We have our balance boards, okay? They put one foot down, and then they step up with the other one, and it's, can they just balance themselves? If they can, give them a beanbag, and let them toss the beanbag over. It gets progressively more difficult, okay? We have a lot of kids who struggle with core strength. This will illustrate that pretty quickly, okay? The boards are of varying difficulties, so the shortest board's the easiest. This one a little bit higher is the next up, and then the one that is offset, it's off center, is the most challenging. So all of this, one, will help your students be better able to focus, which will increase their reading scores, their ability to attend, their ability to process mathematical equations better, and it also helps build the physical spatial awareness that will just give them a better sense of where they are in the room. Your transitions will look tighter, your hallway lines will look better, everything will just look a lot smoother. And it gives you a lot of data about how their eyes work, because if they're not working in tandem, then you're probably gonna see some focus issues and some things that with reading that present issues. So this is our Minds in Motion room. We'll gradually shift things around from time to time so it doesn't get too repetitive, but we want to get as many kids in here as possible because it's really important that our kids are developing that vestibular system. All right, thanks.